Hi, hello, and good evening, and good afternoon. If you are down under, this is
Right.
Strat Chat, and we are here to talk about Australian Survivor, Australia versus the world. This is our little finale recap. We're just basically talking about the finale episode. Parvati wins. There's things to say. There's a lot of things to say, and we'll say them. I am Kyle Petty, and I'm joined, as always, by my favorite tribe mates, John Dunphy and Gina Morgino, and this is Strat Chat. So, as we said, we're here to talk about Australian Survivor, right? We were going into this episode, thank you to our friends on the Wikipedia dot for your notes once again. Toss some $2.75 if it puts it on your heart. But we had our four remaining tribe mates reflecting on their journeys as they go into the challenge. Very thrilling. This is where we had our people standing on some narrow pegs, holding on to heavy weights. I think that equated to some kind of percentage of whatever their body weight.
It typically does,
Twenty
yeah.
percent. 20%.
20%. John with the numbers. John with the numbers. Thank you. At various intervals, they had to move to narrower pegs, making it a little bit harder to balance. Last player standing wins immunity. Luke had a rough go. We kind of knew going into this, she wasn't gonna win this one. We love you. We love you, Auntie Sari.
Yeah, I was surprised, honestly, she lasted 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was proud of her.
Good for
for you.
her, yeah.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Luke was screaming in agony, but to no effect. Parvati takes home the W.
It looked
Um,
so painful. Oh my
it was
god. Like just
horrible.
watching it, I was like, I feel it on my feet. So I don't like it.
Horrible.
Can I ask, is this a Survivor US challenge? Do we see this on the US version?
Um
No, we don't put our people through these things.
Right. So is it more impressive that Parvati won?
Mm.
Does that make it more impressive?
Yes, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I will say she does come from a different version of Survivor.
Right.
To at least give her that,
yeah,
right?
I
We
truly don't know old school
Yeah,
at
we were
all.
definitely harder on people back then than we are since 40. Drop the four and keep the one. We definitely were a little bit tougher on people back then, but I
Right.
still don't think we saw really anything like this. And I think even she made a comment about that. Wasn't this the episode where she was walking and she goes, "Oh wow, you guys are kind of dark in Australia," right? Wasn't that this
It might have
Yeah.
competition?
been. It might have been.
It was either her or Suri that said that, but
Mm.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, definitely an acknowledgement that it definitely is still an amped up version, of what we do
Mhm.
here. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, but she wins. She wins. Now Parvati and Suri believe that Luke is a major jury threat, and they hope that Janine will join them to vote him out. Now Luke asks Janine to join him in voting for Suri, so that he has a chance to make fire against her. And Janine was weighing whether or not to honor this agreement that she had made to him, days prior. I wouldn't say weeks, but in their world, it's really just days, with Luke, after he gave her the immunity necklace at the last tribal council. Oh, I guess that was a few days ago. I interjected too soon. But she kind of did make that final two deal with him weeks ago. That's really, really where I was going with that one, but I kind of flarned it. Um,
You didn't, Florin, because weeks ago in this game, the whole game was only 16 days. So
Yeah, but no, I kind of flarned the statement, but I just didn't read ahead. So that's on me. But at Tribal, Parvati discussed, the pride involved in representing her country at the final vote. I actually thought this was an interesting kind of conversation here because I wonder, is there a world where Janine was waffling and she didn't know like what to do, and then because of all the things that Parvati said about sticking with her country, could have been a reason why Janine said, you know what, did it maybe tip the scales?
Say that one more time.
Like Parvati had that whole speech, like was talking to Jonathan about how important it was to represent her country and take this W home for her country.
Hmm.
She's so proud of it, and it's like, do you think that is there a world where maybe Janine didn't know what decision she was going to make, but then stayed Aussie strong because she heard that and said, you know what?
Oh.
Maybe it just kind of tipped it that way, or do you think that Janine kind of went into this tribal already knowing what she was going to do and she just kind of stuck with it?
Yeah, I feel like everybody else had already broken that Aussie strong like feeling. It was already
Mhm.
over. Like Janine just did what she needed to do to survive. It was no longer Aussie strong.
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Um, but Luke and Sari, they both get 2 votes apiece. So Janine did stay loyal to Luke. But they're
I was stressing when he said go to fire because we saw what happened with Suri last time they went to fire, and I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She
no.
she does. She struggles with this. She did have more success this time than I did expect her to have. Right. So certainly give her, I guess, some flowers here. Um, but I didn't really expect Sri to win, unfortunately. And I don't think even Parvati had made a comment about like we know that Sri's going to go home if she goes to fire. Like, didn't she say
Hmm.
something like
Is that
that?
like famously a thing that she, or has she not typically gone to fire? I'm so sorry. I don't know her seasons of
No,
Survivor.
No, no,
I'll be
no,
I'm
honest with
no.
sorry.
you. I don't even really remember
Yeah.
myself.
I want to have more of a conversation about this because like Sari said she's played 5 seasons. Should you be better at making fire after 5 seasons of
Yes,
Survivor?
yes,
Right? Another
absolutely. And
question.
I don't like to
Another
talk bad about Auntie Sri, right? I don't like to do it,
No,
but I completely
of course,
agree. Like,
because
come
I
on
love
now.
Suri. I love Suri. I think she's a
Hmm.
fantastic Survivor player.
Hmm.
But this many seasons in, you should know how to make fire. But aside from that, okay, we got down to the final 4 of this game, right?
Hmm.
Where Suri was at risk. Parvati won immunity. We just saw at the last immunity, right? Luke
Hmm.
gave his immunity necklace to Janine.
Janine.
Hmm.
And granted, Luke also had a an immunity necklace to put on himself, but in this situation, should Parvati have put that immunity necklace on Sari and then made fire herself? Like, does anybody know what
Oh man.
does anybody know what Parvati's record is in
I
making
don't.
fire at this stage of the game?
I don't.
Because, like, all right, Luke literally gave up his immunity necklace to Janine to make sure she made it to the final 4. Should Parvati have given up her immunity necklace to make
No.
sure that Sari?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No. No, because I don't think those two situations are comparable. Because Luke did have an idol. So Luke still
Absolutely.
knew he wasn't going home. So like you can't, Parvati cannot, even if she's really, really great at making fire, she doesn't have that guarantee. And at that stage in the game, I know I wouldn't do it. I
And
wouldn't do that.
I don't disagree, but I
Yeah.
just feel like because we saw in the finale episode, right? Parvati saying like, "Oh, if Sari goes to fire making, like, I think she's gonna lose." But like, do we have any information on how well Parvati can make
No.
fire?
I personally
No.
don't. I don't know if that's like a known
No.
thing.
I don't know how well either. But even if you think you're fantastic at it, I still don't think I would do that. Even if I'm amazing at it, because there's other variables that go to making this fire. Like you're not in a controlled environment. Like what if that wind is just mad crazy, like, and it just messes you up? Like I would never put my entire game on the line for another person at Final Four.
Yeah, it's too
Like
late to make that kind of a risk.
yeah, and like Luke could feel comfortable giving that to Janine because it was a show of trust, but also knowing that he was secure. Like I
No,
could never.
I
I
don't.
could
Yeah,
never. I could
I
never.
don't. I don't disagree at all.
Because if it
I'm
blew
just
up in your face, could you
yeah.
ever forgive yourself?
Yeah.
Like I think I would just go face down in the ocean and just let it take me away.
No, yeah, no, yeah. I don't. I do not disagree at all. I just think about Luke.
Splash.
I don't disagree with either of you at
Mm.
all. I just
Mhm.
think about the fact that Luke took off his own immunity necklace and gave it to Janine, and now here we
But he
are. It's
knew
like
he was safe.
right, no, exactly. And I don't. I'm not saying I disagree with you,
Mm.
but like Parvati, if you wanted Suri to 100% come with you to Final Three, you could have technically given your immunity necklace to Suri,
Like she could have, but it would have been dumb.
and that it would have been dumb. But like, I just want to look back on Parvati's history of making fire. Like, is she better at making fire than Suri? I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But like, but if I'm Parvati and like I know that I want Suri to come with me, am I better at making fire than Suri is? I don't know. I don't.
No, I don't think it matters. Even if I was better, I'm sorry. Like I'm not possibly giving up
Yeah.
my chance to win. I don't want to sit next to you that bad that it's worth possibly losing.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm like, sorry, girl. Like, you gotta go. Like, hey, you should have
Yeah,
known how to make
yeah,
fire. Bye.
yeah.
Goodbye. No,
And
I
like
think that's
and like
crazy. You
no,
know.
and like I said, I don't disagree. I'm just
Yeah.
throwing out all options.
hmm Um, now during so they had their little breakfast and they did that. Now they get to this final tribal, right? This is now Janine, Luke, and Parvati.
Mhm.
And Janine is describing her very loyal game and her decision to save Luke, but she's criticized for breaking up the Aussies at the merge. And Sarah was driving a lot of this conversation,
It's a
saying
little
that.
tough to watch.
But
Yeah,
I also thought it was ridiculous. I don't know why Janine didn't fight back a little bit more because Sarah kept saying, "Oh, you didn't have to say that I was floating Kirby's name. You didn't have to say it then. You didn't have to say it then. You broke us up." And it's like, you were still the person floating the name. I
hmm
would have nothing to say if you didn't say something.
Right. And at the
Like,
end of the day, I did have to say it then because I'm here and you're not. Like,
exactly. Like, I don't know why there wasn't more pushback there. I was
yeah.
disappointed in Janine there because, like, she's highly revered in my
I
mind,
think she just in
and
that
I
moment
expected more.
I think in that moment she kind of saw the writing on the wall of like, all right, well, I'm clearly not going to convince these people to vote for me. So like, what's the point?
Even if I don't convince you to vote for me, I'm not gonna I'll be damned if I have Sarah walk out of here thinking she bested me.
Sure, I
yeah.
get that.
Do
Okay,
not slander my name.
exactly. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I
No, I
may
get that
walk
too.
out of here with 0 votes, but I'll be damned if you
But I'll
walk
go
out of
down
here with your head
swinging.
held high. I know you better walk out of here ashamed. Put your head
Yeah,
down. Oh no, no. Like, Janine should
especially
have fought back more. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
pissed.
especially knowing that Sarah was literally saying what a week ago. Oh, I should have stuck with David.
Yeah, please.
It's like
Sarah is such a joke to me now. I have
yeah,
no respect for Sarah.
it's like
Sorry,
oh
girl. Sorry.
Sarah. Oh, I tried to play a loyal game by
Oh, please.
backstabbing my best friend. Like
All she did was like stab people in the back every single time. I want to
yeah,
show
Yeah.
Kirby she can trust me, so I'm gonna stab my best friend in the back, and then oh, I'm now gonna stab her. Don't you want to play the game with me? No, that's not.
Sarah. Yeah,
What are you talking about?
yeah. Sarah came out as the biggest dumbass in the whole game.
Yes, and then she's gonna sit there and press Janine, talking about, oh, you didn't have to say anything. What?
Yeah,
Why wouldn't I? Like,
Yeah.
you've been reckless since you arrived. What are you
yeah.
talking about? I have
Janine,
to get you out of here. You're nothing but a liability.
right? No,
What is
yeah,
the value you add to anyone's game?
yeah.
Like,
Everyone
please.
that you work with
Get
goes home.
burned. Ah,
Like,
you're the worst.
yeah,
Get
I would much rather drink Janine's juice.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. So I expected Janine to push back a little more because she's just talking crazy. She's
Yeah,
talking
for
crazy.
that's true. For all the talk about Janine being like a keynote speaker, she did not do any speaking.
No, but I guess a keynote speaker is not challenged, right? They have their moments to speak, and they're out of here. Goodbye. Um, like, there's no Q&A. We're out of here. I was paid for 15 minutes. Thank you. I'm leaving. No, I'm not staying. No, you cannot ask me questions. So, and that is the respect she deserves, right? But I wanted more from her. I wanted to see that shrewd
Sure.
businesswoman that we've heard
Yeah,
so much about this season.
Janine's juice.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted more. I wanted more.
What?
I don't want some watered down version. All right. I want it from I don't I want the fresh squeezed. Um but now Luke explained how he had fought from the bottom and gained Parvati's trust to get to the end. And Parvati explains how she used her advantages to her benefit and why she chose not to work with people like Kirby and Tommy. I'm happy that we got some more context around the fact that, Parvati definitely did use, she omitted certain lines from her advantage and used it to her advantage. I like that there was a little bit more
Yes.
confirmation, context around that. Makes me feel better about
Because
defending that
we,
moment because that
yeah,
felt a little shoddy to me at first.
I don't know if you guys had talked about it on the stream because I couldn't be here. I'm sorry. But
Mhm.
like we had talked about it privately, you and I, about how like I thought it was supposed to work the way that we usually see that twist happen, where it's supposed to happen beforehand. So I don't know why she was allowed to reveal that so late. So then to see that like she realized in that moment, oh shit, I wasn't supposed to do that right now. And then like her way of walking it back was being like, oh, I just won't use it tonight. Never mind. And it's like, no, Queenie, you know that you can't use it tonight. I feel so much better about that whole
Yeah, and
thing.
it just makes it so smart. It
Well,
makes it
Yes.
so, so
I
smart.
don't think that she thought she could use it. Like
Well, no, because she was.
she was specifically
Did I
using it
misunderstand?
in a way.
Yeah, like she knew she couldn't use it, but she
Right.
read it in a
Yeah.
way that gave her
Right. Like
power
she
in that
Oh,
she
moment.
specifically was being like evasive. Like she was
okay.
specifically being like sneaky about it.
Sure.
Mhm.
Like
No,
she
that
even
makes
said
sense.
in this episode, she was like, "I read the first two lines, but I didn't read the third line."
Yeah, but when she said that, what I heard was like I started reading it and then I realized that I wasn't supposed to use it yet, so it just didn't say the last line and then made this whole thing about it. I think
No,
I just
well,
misunderstood her.
yeah, she clearly had already read the whole thing and was like, "I'm going to be sneaky about this and read the first two lines and not read the third line."
Yeah, I think I misunderstood which. I mean, either way, I like it, but I
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, I heard her wrong.
Yeah, I like it better because I do think there was a little bit more intention behind it than at least I originally thought. So
Hmm.
I was certainly happy, to get that. Um, I mean, those are really like my final thoughts. I mean, so Parvati wins. I mean, the writing kind of felt pretty on the wall.
Uh huh.
I The only thing though for me is that had it not been for take advantages out of this,
Hmm.
I'm not necessarily sure that Parvati played a better game than Suri. I have a hard time. I guess because of her comp wins, especially like we said, in a different environment. Like maybe that's the edge that she has. But like their games seem pretty similar to me, and it's just unfortunate that we don't know how to make fire. We don't know how to do certain things. Like it's just there was just so much about Parvati being such a big threat. I think that Suri was always just as much of a threat because
Hmm.
even with her not really having the agency that Parvati had of actually winning certain things, that gave her, some control in certain things. Suri didn't have that, and her name still wasn't mentioned either.
Hmm.
So I don't think this is a mark against Suri.
I,
No.
I agree. I
Um,
agree. I actually like my biggest complaint, my biggest issue with this season is that it wasn't longer. Like I
mm,
feel like because like when you think about it, right? Like I guess I feel like what if Parvati was forced to make fire against Luke or somebody else? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like
I don't
I
know how
just
that would have gone. Yeah.
yeah, I just wish the season was longer. I think that's my biggest thing.
It
I,
it did kind of feel like there were a lot of advantages for how short the season was too. But I
I
don't know.
don't
That's
think
just
there
me.
was, but I don't think there was that many advantages, right? Because the World Tribe got one idol, the Aussie Tribe got one idol. Then there was this box that everybody had a chance to compete for in the first challenge, which the World Tribe got, and Parvati went and got that idol from the podium,
Hmm.
from Jonathan's podium, right? Like other than that, what other and then like
And then
the
her
only
steal an
other
idol.
the well, right, but the only other advantage came from Luke sending Parvati back to camp without being able to compete in the auction. Other than that, there was no advantages.
Yeah, but I feel like for a 16-day season, that is a lot. In my opinion, that's a lot. I feel like.
But we're talking about one idol for each
No,
tribe.
I understand. I still feel like in a truncated version of this show, there should be less to
Well, but so
change
what
things.
does that mean for you? Does each tribe deserve one idol?
I mean, I don't even think it has anything to do with the tribe breakdown or anything. I don't know. For me personally, I
Well,
just feel like in such a short amount of time, there shouldn't be that
well,
many things that can
well,
influence kind of the
but
game.
I don't think there were that many things though, right? There was one. Each tribe had one idol all season. Then there
Right.
was the one advantage that Parvati got, which was literally because Luke sent her home from the auction. She wouldn't
Yes.
have gotten that. Parvati wouldn't have gotten that if Luke hadn't sent her back. Th- what other advantages were there?
I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think in a shorter season there should be less going on. That's just my opinion.
But what less could you do than
It's just
one
my
idol per
opinion.
tribe? And I'm not saying your opinion is wrong. I'm just saying if we're talking about advantages and there should be less, each tribe only had one idol, and then there was only one other like advantage that came strictly from the auction.
Yeah, and then there was also the steal. I don't know. That's just
No, 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 no.
what I think.
The steal the idol was the other
And then
advantage,
the box.
which was available to both tribes.
Right.
I almost expected more idols to be out there during the season.
I'm certainly glad there were not more. Because I would have been exhausted with more. I personally would have actually just been fine if just one tribe had one idol and one tribe had another idol. And if you get submerged and both had gotten burned, you only put one back in. I would have been fine with that. Um, for as short as this one was, I don't know that I needed the extra advantages, but like they don't really bother me that much. But like I could have done without them. No, I don't
Mm.
think it was necessary. But yeah, it just felt like it just, and maybe that's also because you went through three people a week in this version, and like I
Sure.
guess if this was spread out, I might have a different opinion. But it all felt very fast to have a lot of things out there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's my thing is like because it was only 16. I mean, it was 16 days for them and it kind of felt like 16 days here. Like it just like it kept moving and it was like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" you know?
yeah, I would have just the idols in play and just let people play the game. But looking back, I did enjoy I enjoy a little bit more how Parvati used that steal and idol advantage. Did kind of enjoy that, and the box thing it gave us some good TV.
Sure.
Just sitting on top of it, like we had some good moments. Because of
It's not a
this
stain
thing.
on the
So
season.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was still a good time. Um,
Can I also
but
say that I feel like this season, the just like the overall respect that each player, especially at the end, like it seemed like Luke, Janine, Sari, Parvati, like they just had this like incredible respect for each other as Survivor players, and it was really nice to see. Like they all knew that they were like the best of the best in the
Hmm.
world at this game, and they all gave each other that respect. And it was just like
mhm.
it was really nice to like just watch these people be like in their own element at home, in their home away from home on this like deserted island. And it's like these are the four people that deserve to be here at the end.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many people on this season that I loved watching, but I was by no means upset that this was the forward that I didn't feel anybody should have been swapped out or like I was very satisfied with the end game of this.
Yeah.
I would have been happy if Luke wasn't in our final four and it was Shawnee instead.
Ooh.
Um,
Wow.
I do love Shami a lot.
yeah,
No,
I
I
really
love
like
Shawnee
her,
too.
and I like the position
Shawnee is
that
my
she kind of
namesake.
played. Yeah, I kind of like the position she played for a lot of this, and I actually think that she played a better game than Luke did. Um, it was really
Sure.
just his partnership with Janine that I kind of feel like really propelled him forward. Then he did like win out towards the end,
Yes.
but before those moments really came after Shawnee's exit, right? So like if you swap him out, like this end of this would have looked a little bit differently.
Sure.
Um,
Well,
so
I feel like Luke won though, right? Like the immunity. Like if Shawnee had won that immunity that Luke had won, it would have been him going home instead of her. But he won it. So
no, that's what I'm saying. That it was around that moment that
Yeah.
started to turn because he wasn't really winning anything before then. Is my
He
is
kind of
where
not quite comp out, but he did start to like.
Yeah, that's when all of a sudden he started to like kind of. That's when his game I feel like really kind of like picked up some speed.
Mhm.
Like otherwise, it was just that he was being a little chaotic, and he had this idol that he wasn't using, but he was kind of still always playing from the bottom. Where I feel like Shawnee was in a little bit more of a power position throughout most of the game. It was just that he started to win, and then like she was just a victim of that. But if it didn't go that way, I do think she had played a better game. Like she was aligned with people and she was on the right side of a lot of votes. I think her game deserves a little respect.
no, Shawnee's game
No.
Shawnee's game absolutely deserves respect.
Yeah, and I feel like it
It's
deserves a little bit more than Luke's. That's
no,
all.
yeah,
Like I just
it
that would
is
be the
funny
only
though.
thing I would change to the
Yeah,
final four, though.
No,
I'm pleased
I
if
hear that.
everybody
I hear
else.
that.
Yeah,
it is funny though that like we're talking about like an Australian Survivor season, Australia versus the world, and we're debating like two Australian players that didn't win.
I mean,
yeah.
eh.
Well, they, I like Australian Survivor better.
And you know
Yeah.
what? That's what's funny too is that I feel like U.S. Survivor has more. They have more iconic players, but Australian Survivor, just in general, is a better game.
And that's the thing. They only have more iconic because there's more exposure. If you
Right.
aired
Yeah,
Australian
I don't know that
Survivor
I
in
agree.
America, these people would, I mean, they would just take off. Because if you actually really like this game, like everyone would agree that this is better. Like,
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
you
what I
just
mean. I
can't.
know, Gina. I'm curious, Gina. You said you don't agree. I'm not saying that like U.S. Survivor is better. I'm
No,
just
I
saying
know.
that like, U.S. I'm just saying that U.S. Survivor has had what we're going on our 50th season. Like U.S. Survivor, just by nature, has more legends, quote unquote. But
Sure.
Australian Survivor is a better game.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree that there are more legendary players, and I don't know if that's just because like again, like the overall game of Australia is better, so you have people that are able to like play in a more iconic way, but I feel like a lot of the people that we consider iconic on American Survivor, there's like a smaller I don't know. I feel like there's just like a smaller grouping of like the iconic. There's good players, but then there's like the major iconic players. You know what I
But
mean?
yeah, but American Survivor has 50 seasons to go on.
Well, I
Where
mean, yeah, just in a numbers game,
That's
sure.
what I mean. We're talking about Suri, we're talking about Boston Rob, we're talking about Tony, we're talking about Suri, we're talking about Parvati. Like all these people, like there are so many iconic
Hmm.
U.S. Survivor players. There's not as many Australian Survivor players that are considered that iconic. So I feel like U.S. Survivor has more iconic players, whereas Australian Survivor is just a better game.
Sure. The
What the
clinky
Aussies
clanking was
have
so
it.
funny.
Oh, that's the ice in there.
It just made me
This
laugh.
is Oh, I'm sorry. This is the best water cup in the world. It's always just so cold. Like I put some ice in here and fill it up with water and I go to bed every night with this cup. And I wake up in the morning and the ice is still jingling. All right,
Ah, love that.
it's called Bubba.
Come on,
Bubba.
brother.
Bubba.
Okay, so it's wonderful. It's a wonderful water cup. But yeah, so the Aussies have it, right? Congratulations, Australia. Consistently doing it better. And I mean, that's all I have. I think I'm
I
fully
just
satisfied.
I just thought it was so fun. Like, I do want to, like, just a quick, like, end cap on the season. Like, I thought it was so funny because I, again, obviously came in already having been spoiled on who the winner was going to be. And, like, a couple of, like, I think it was maybe like our second stream, Kyle was like, well, I mean, do you think that you've actually been spoiled? Is the edit, in line with what you think is to happen? And I was like, 1,000 like that. There's no way that this edit is not pointing to exactly the win that I know about. Like, there's
Mm.
literally like zero chance that I am wrong about this.
See, and watching it, I kind of thought because it did seem a lot of the edit really skewed towards Parvati,
Hmm.
but not knowing that she was going to win, I also thought it was possibly setting up like a devastating loss, like a
Sure.
really savage blindside. That's what I
Right.
thought we might
Which
be
we've
coming
seen
to.
before, we're no strangers to
Right.
Yes,
that
like,
Right.
oh my
Survivor.
gosh, this is my redemption. And then Cerie's
But
like, sorry, girl. Bang,
and
bang,
I
bang.
do
Because
totally
that
see
is what
that.
Cerie's known for,
Yeah.
like
I do
savage blindsides.
I do totally see that read to it, but like going in already knowing Parvati was going to win, I was like, this
Yeah,
edit is so heavy-handed.
yeah, yeah. It's like looking back, you see it that way.
Of
But
course.
but having that kind of excitement behind the whole thing, like leading up to it, like
Hmm.
I saw similar things, but like it was exciting to think that it could go either way.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Honestly, my biggest complaint about this season is that it wasn't longer. And like I want there to be more of like an international sort of competition for these players. I want that. I don't know about you guys,
Like more
but
season this or
just any sort of iteration where we have the best of US Survivor versus the best of Australian Survivor. And I want to see like some of these other games like Quebec, South Africa, New Zealand, whatever, Finland, whatever. Like I want to see these people compete against each other.
Mm.
But in a longer format, not just 16 days. Um, I want to see them compete in an actual season of Survivor. Not to
Yeah,
take
I'd
anything
be down
away
for
from
that as long
Parvati,
as
but
I don't want it to be Australia versus or this country versus like Drag Race does that a lot too. I
right,
wouldn't
right,
want
right,
that.
right, right.
Let it just be like international all stars and let them
And
draw
give me like an
rocks to
even
find out.
split. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, just draw rocks and decide whatever your tribe is, and then just play the game.
yeah,
That I would like.
I
I don't
totally
need this
agree.
Aussie
Yeah,
strong crap. Like if that's how it shakes out, then fine. But
Right.
like, yeah, I don't
right.
need that
No,
setup going into it. But yeah, otherwise
I
I'm totally on
totally,
board.
I totally agree. But like, it was really, really fun to see a final four of Sari,
Mhm.
Parvati, Luke,
Perfect.
and Janine, and Shawnee was one of the last people out, and Lisa was one of the last people out, and Cass was one of like I these are all great players. Like I want to see this sort of format over a full season, not to take anything away from this season of Australia versus the world because it was great, but like I want to just see more of this because
Hmm.
I mean we've never had a Survivor cast like this. Like this was incredible.
It was stacked, yeah.
Yeah, I had a really good time. Well, hopefully we get more. Hopefully we
Mm.
get more. Hopefully this was successful enough to be at least get a season 2 of this.
And bring JLP back, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll
Mm.
see how David does. There's a world in which maybe he does come back,
He
and then
flops
they
and they
pay.
say we can't do
And
this anymore.
yep, and then they
Off
pay him what
David.
he's worth. So like, who knows? That's certainly not impossible.
Hmm.
Um, So that really concludes our Australian Survivor coverage. We will have some guests coming back, to recap the full season with us. So we do look forward to that. In the meantime, we wish, my prince or my king, King Ferris. His birthday is on Sunday,
Oh,
the
of
14th,
course, of
September
course.
14th. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Paris.
birthday. And so make sure, you wish him well on the socials. And
You'll be singing for him that day, right? Live.
yeah, I will be. Yeah, we have a show that day. We have a
Oh,
show.
yes,
We
yes,
do.
yes.
We do.
Yeah. Happy birthday to him. Um, and that's it. Thanks a lot. We are going to be back for Big Brother Australia. All right. So we hope you're watching that. Also, back to Channel 10, after its brief stay on Channel 7 for a couple of seasons. It's coming back home in its original format with a brand new host. So we're looking forward. We're looking forward. They've actually been playing like the old seasons on the Big Brother AU YouTube. So give
Hmm.
that a gander if you want to see like what's going on, what we can expect going forward. And yeah, I believe that's in November. Okay,
Mm.
that's in November. And oh, it's going to be time to fire the VPN back up, not just for BBAU, right? Because I don't think that shows up on our little sites, right? So we do have to discuss reactivating her, right? But Traders Canada was also announced.
Right.
Traders
Mm.
Canada, and there's some very interesting people. We've got
All I saw
BB
was Kevin
Cam's on there.
Jacobs.
Yep,
Yeah.
Ty is on there.
Wow.
Kevin Jacobs is on there. And there was another name that I knew. Shoot. There's a couple of names. Venus from our Survivor, because she's Canadian. So Venus
Oh,
Oh,
is on
that's
okay.
there.
right.
I don't think I knew
Venus.
she was
Yes,
Canadian.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Also Omar from our Survivor, who
Hmm.
also is Canadian. So he's there too. He's there too. So there's a lot. There's a lot.
Okay,
Wow.
Um,
All right.
then.
uh-huh.
Very exciting.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So lots to look forward to. Because that's it, right? After this, because we're not doing the challenge, right? I guess we have to
Mm.
talk about that later, but I feel like nobody gives two craps. But all right, the Australians don't care about that. So Big Brother Australia, and if you do go international, Traders Canada will have a lot of good stuff going on as well. But thanks for hanging out with us this season, and thank you. All right, Strat Chat. Goodbye. Thank you.